It's a food whose history goes back to the Stone Age. It can be sweet or it can be savory. Can't guess what it is? I'll give you a hint. It's quickly become a breakfast favorite. Yogurt. Creamy, smooth, a little sweet, and a little tart. Hey, just like me. But back to the yogurt. This isn't your typical yogurt that you might have eaten for breakfast this morning. This is goat milk yogurt. Most yogurt made in the U.S. is made from cow's milk. But Redwood Hill Farm and Creamery in Northern California has the distinction of being the first certified goat dairy in the U.S.
My parents actually founded our original farm 45 years ago. They moved us from Southern California to Sebastopol and got all of us kids animals. The goats quickly became our favorites because they're more like dogs, but then they give the wonderful milk for the products.
They started with raw goat milk, but today the company has expanded their brand to include other goat milk products like artisan cheeses and, of course, yogurt. All yogurts start with milk. And in fact, the first yogurt was probably made with goat's milk way back in 5000 BC. They're milked 10 at a time, and on average, these goats give about 3,000 gallons of milk over the course of a year. Those are some hard-working goats. The goat milk is brought to the creamery and pumped into large holding tanks. Once it passes a quality test, it's pumped through heat plates and pasteurized in humongous 500-gallon vats.
We utilize a vat pasteurization method, which holds the milk at a lower temperature for a longer time, which gives us a much smoother texture and a much more flavorful yogurt.
But just how does liquid milk become a sweet and creamy breakfast treat? You gotta add culture. Wait, like art and music? Not that kind of culture. We're talking about the kind of culture where nutrients and the good kind of bacteria turn one type of food product into another. There are lots of different types of cultures, but Redwood Hill Farm uses 4 that are needed to make yogurt, as well as a couple of top secret ones that make their product so unique.
The culturing process actually occurs over a 4 to 6 hour period after the culture is added into the warm milk.
The yogurt is now on its way to that rich and creamy texture we love. But what about that sweet, delicious flavor? Since this is a fruit on the bottom yogurt, you can guess what happens next.
We use organic strawberries grown in California, and we sweeten with honey. The strawberry is put into a fruit hopper and then pumped into the individual yogurt cups.
And this machine pretty much does it all. It drops the cups, adds the pureed fruit, tops the fruit with cultured milk, and then seals the deal. But guess what? It's still not considered yogurt yet.
At this point, what's inside is really still just fruit and cultured milk. It isn't until the cups spend 4 to 6 hours in the incubation room that the cultured milk actually turns into yogurt.
It's a very steamy 110 degrees in here because heat helps the cultures thicken the milk. It also helps to increase the amount of acid in the yogurt. This is what gives the yogurt that nice, tart taste. But you don't want the milk to get too sour, so they continually monitor the acid levels throughout the process. Once it's reached the proper acidity, it needs a fast cool down in the blast chiller, which is basically a huge refrigerator with a tremendous amount of cold air blown into the space.
And what we're doing there is trying to get the yogurt down to 40 degrees as quickly as possible. This is important because the sooner you get the yogurt down to 40 degrees, the sooner the culture stops developing and essentially goes to sleep and prevents the yogurt from becoming any more acidic. So that the yogurt tastes just the way you want it to taste.
No matter how you like to eat it.
My favorite way to eat goat milk yogurt is with a large scoop of homemade granola blended in and a really big spoon.